Welcome back guys. In this video I'll be showing you how to use INT8 version of AMD's FSR 4 Upscaler on Steam Deck that comes with Linux based SteamOS. Steam Deck's GPU is based on RDNA 2 architecture. FSR 4 INT8 version is compatible with it. This INT8 version of FSR 4 Upscaler is different from the official FSR 4 Upscaler, which uses FP8 precision format. FP8 is exclusive to RDNA 4 GPUs. RDNA 3 GPUs don't support it, but they do support FP16. And if you have a Linux based PC with an RDNA 3 GPU, you can actually use the official FSR 4 Upscaler FP8 model. You just need to have Mesa driver version 25.2 or anything newer than that, latest version of Proton, and the workaround for RDNA 3 GPUs. But this method won't work on PCs with RDNA 2 based GPUs like Steam Deck. FSR SDK was leaked recently. It included the INT8 version of FSR 4, also included the files that could be used to compile FSR 4 DLL. Big credit goes to Reddit user athlete dependent 926 for compiling this FSR 4 DLL and sharing with the community. Combining this FSR 4 DLL file with Optiscaler Mod allows us to use FSR 4 Upscaler on Steam Deck. It even works on RTX GPUs. In Optiscaler Mod, this INT8 version of FSR 4 Upscaler will show up as FSR version 4.0.2, but in reality, it's even older than the official FSR 4.0.0 Upscaler FP8 model. It's basically a pre-release version of FSR 4. I'll show you where to download the DLL file from. Just click on this Go file link. This page will pop up. Just need to download this DLL file, AMD Fidelity FX Upscaler DX12. Click on download next to it. Download will start. I'll be using the latest test build of Optiscaler Mod version 0.9.0, preview 3.20250911. It's available on their Discord server. I'll give the link to their Discord in the description of the video. This build also supports XeSS frame generation. Click on the .7g link here. Download will start. Just open Dolphin File Explorer. Click on downloads. Here you'll find all of the files that you downloaded. I have transferred them to another directory. Does not matter. I'll be testing 3 games on Steam Deck: Steallar, Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth and Cyberpunk 2077. I'll kick things off with Steallar. I'll be highlighting the difference in terms of performance and image quality among FSR 3.x, FSR 4 and XeSS upscalers. Let's open the mods archive file. Click on extract here. Click on extract. Wait for the extraction process to complete. Finished. Close the archive window. Open the extracted folder. And just change the name of optiscaler.dll file to dxgi.dll. Rename. In Steallar you can use XeSS FrameGen. I have already shown the setup process for it. And just select the highlighted files. libxeSS.dll, XeSS super resolution file, libxeSS_fg.dll, XeSS frame generation file, dxgi.dll, loader for Optiscaler Mod. Select all of the DX12 versions of Fidelity FX files. Vulkan version of it not required. Nukem 9 Smart not required. XeSS DX11 version not required. Optiscaler.ini file, fake nvapi.ini and fake nvapi.dll files. Fake nvapi replaces the in-game reflex implementation with XeSS low latency mode. libxell.dll file, XeSS low latency mode DLL file. Copy. Select the game in your Steam library, right click, manage, click on browse local files. Open SP folder, open binaries folder, open Win64 folder, paste everything here, 10 files. Apply to all, override. Now we need to install the INT8 version of FSR 4 Upscaler. The process is very simple. Just copy its DLL file, AMD_Fidelity FX Upscaler_DX12, which we downloaded from GoFile website. Select the game in your Steam library, right click, manage, click on browse local files. Open SP folder, binaries folder, Win64 folder, replace the existing file, paste, override. That's it. For this game we need to add a launch argument in order to unlock the in-game DLSS setting. Select the game in your Steam library, click on the settings cog here, click on properties, click on general under launch options, add this line of text, Steam Deck equal to 0% command %. Using the latest version of G Proton 10-15 as the compatibility layer, switch to gaming mode. My Steam Deck is running on stable SteamOS version 3.7.13. Show you the GPU driver version. I've set the UMA buffer size to 1 GB. Video driver RADB 24.2.99. This is the LCD variant of Steam Deck. Display supports up to 60Hz refresh rate. I have overclocked the display's refresh rate from 60 to 70Hz. Connected my FlyDigi Beta 4 Pro controller to Deck via Bluetooth mode, X input controller. Launch the game. Performance QM settings. OLL set to 3. Frame limit 70. That's it. Display settings. Mode borderless windowed. 800p resolution, VSync off. FPS cap applied. Motion blur, film grain, chromatic aberration, camera shake off. Graphics section. Upscaler set to DLSS 4. For some reason, Optiscaler Mod was not able to detect the in-game FSR Upscaler. Sharpness level set to nil. If you want to increase the image sharpness, just use Optiscaler Mod using the Upscaler's quality preset. Most of the settings set to medium. This game is very nicely optimized on PC platform. Post-processing effects like depth of field, chromatic aberration, film grain disabled. Motion blur set to nil. Jump into the game. We are in. There's a character. Just open Optiscaler menu by pressing the insert keyboard key. If you don't have a keyboard, just map the insert key to any of Steam Deck's backlit buttons. I'll just increase the menu size. Click on the drop down bar next to menu UI scale, set the value to 1.1. Much better. I'll enable Optiscaler's performance overlay, expand FPS overlay section, check the setting FPS overlay enabled. Full plus graph, position top right. Click on the drop down bar next to change upscaler. XeSS is selected, so I'll just select FSR 3.x. I want to use FSR 3.1.5 upscaler first. Click on change upscaler. Okay, FSR version 4.0.2 is selected. This is the INT8 version of FSR 4. Click on the drop down bar next to FFX upscaler and select FSR 3.1.5. Click on change upscaler again. Yeah, upscaler change to FSR version 3.1.5. Input in-game DLSS upscaler. GHGI spoofing is on. No frame generation selected. If you want to increase the in-game sharpness, check the setting override under sharpness section. Default value 0.300. This step is optional. Base resolution 853 by 533 pixels, upscale to 800p resolution. This is the quality preset of DLSS upscaler. Save INA this way. Mod settings won't get reset after restarting the game. Close. Yeah, here we are getting close to 40 FPS, hitting the GPU bottleneck. Check out the upscaler time, the upscaling cost. It's around 2.8 milliseconds. Now just observe the metallic gate in the background. My character is completely stationary. I can observe some texture shimmering going on around the gate. I'll just move the camera slowly. Now you can see the ugly shimmering effect in the background around the gate. See, FPS stays close to 40, and this is FSR upscaler enabled via Optiscaler Mod. The in-game FSR upscaler is even worse than this. In this area it's actually raining, but the raindrops are not rendered at all by FSR upscaler 3.1.5. FPS stays close to 40. You can see some water right here. Raindrops are not rendered at all. Okay, now I'll switch to XeSS upscaler. Click on the drop down bar next to change upscaler and select XeSS as the option. Click on change upscaler again. Version of XeSS 2.0.2. Save and close. Back to the game. FPS dropped to around 36. With FSR 3.1.5 you are getting close to 40 FPS. Upscaler cost, it's around 4.9 milliseconds. Character is stationary. I'm not observing any raindrops here around this area. Just staring at the sky. Yeah, now I can see some raindrops right here. I hope my mobile phone camera is able to capture the raindrops. Okay, let's observe that metallic gate in the background. Yeah, texture shimmering has been considerably reduced by XeSS Upscaler. Minor shimmering is produced during motion. Good results produced by XeSS, definitely better than FSR 3.1.5. This is version 2.02. 0.2, my bad. FPS stays within a range of 36 to 40. Let's switch to INT8 version of FSR 4. Click on the drop down bar next to change upscaler and select FSR 3.x as the option. Click on change upscaler. Click on the drop down bar next to FFX upscaler and select FSR 4.0.2 as the option. Click on change upscaler. Model selected default. It will automatically select the model for us based on the in-game upscaler's quality preset. As I am using the quality preset of DLSS upscaler, model selected is 1. Just highlight this question mark here. Model 1 corresponds to the quality preset of the upscaler. If you have selected the quality preset of FSR or DLSS upscaler, in-game upscaler, and you are still observing some ghosting or shimmering, try changing the model from 1 to 0. Just need to click on this drop down bar next to model, select model 0, not required for Steallar Blade. Same base resolution 853 by 533 pixels upscale to 800p. Save and close. Resume the game from the same spot. The FPS dropped to around 33. With XeSS we were getting close to 36 FPS. With FSR 3.1.5 we were getting close to 40 FPS. And look at that upscaler cost. It is around 9.3 milliseconds. But just observe the environment here. Yeah, I can see the raindrops. They are rendered properly by FSR 4 upscaler, so it produces a better looking image quality than FSR 3.1.5 and XeSS. See the raindrops here. Particle effects rendered properly by FSR 4. INT8 model. You can see the raindrops even here. Staring at the sky. It's full of raindrops. See? Okay, let's observe that metallic gate. Move the camera slowly. Barely any shimmering is produced. This is amazing. Eve's character model looking so detailed. Just observe the gate. Beautiful. Engage in combat as well. 30 FPS. You can drop the upscaler's preset to balance or even performance. Go down. Yeah, FPS dropped to around 26 there. We are hitting the GPU bottleneck. This is why it's difficult to recommend FSR 4 upscaler on Steam Deck. I'll just drop the upscaler's preset to performance. Quality is selected. Performance. Resume the game. Open Optiscaler menu. Yeah, base resolution dropped to around 640 by 400 pixels. Upscale to 800p resolution. Model change from 1 to 3. See, model 3 corresponds to performance preset of the upscaler. FPS increased to around 36 and raindrops are still rendered properly even with the performance preset of FSR 4 upscaler. So instead of using the quality preset of XeSS2 or FSR 3.1.5, you can just use the performance preset of FSR 4. Just observe the metallic gate in the background. Image quality is still looking better than FSR 3.1.5, less texture shimmering. Eve's hair, it's not looking pixelated. Very impressive results. And Steallar Blade. Now I'll test the next game. Now I'll install the mod in Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. Just open Optiscaler Mod's extracted folder. Select the highlighted file, same as before. I'll do it quickly. with XeSS files. Even in this game you can use XeSS frame generation. You just need to select OptiFG Upscaler as the frame generation source, as this game does not support DLSS frame generation. Fake NV API files, Optiscaler.ini, 10 files selected. Right click, copy, open the game's installed directory, open end folder, binaries folder, Win64 folder, paste everything here, 10 items. Now install INT8 version of FSR 4 Upscaler, copy AMD Fidelity FX Upscaler dx12.dll file, open the game's installed directory, open end folder, binaries folder, Win64 folder, replace the existing file, paste one file, overwrite. We are ready to run the game. No launch argument required for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. For this game I am using G Proton version 10-15 as the compatibility layer. Launch the game. Performance QM settings. Overlay level set to 3. Frame limit 70. That's it. In-game graphics settings. Display mode borderless full screen. This should be 720p resolution. Frame rate 120 fps. Display technology VSync. DeX display does not support VRR. Dynamic resolution minimum and maximum value set to 66%. Basically the quality preset of DLSS Upscaler. Everything set to low. Anti-aliasing method set it to DLSS, not TAU. That's it. There's Cloud and my team. Let's open Optiscaler menu by pressing the insert keyboard key. Increase its size. Click on the drop down bar next to menu UI scale. Set the value to 1.2. First I'll run the game using FSR 3.1.5 Upscaler. Click on the drop down bar next to change upscaler and select FSR 3.x as the option. Click on change upscaler again. FSR version 4.0.2 is selected. INT8 version of FSR 4. Click on the drop down bar next to FFX Upscaler and select FSR 3.1.5. Click on change upscaler. Import in-game DLSS Upscaler. DXGI spoofing is on. I'll enable Optiscaler's performance overlay, expand FPS overlay section. Check the setting FPS overlay. Full plus graph. Position top right. Base resolution 854 by 482 pixels, upscale to 720p. Save and close. Okay, here we are getting close to 33 fps. Oh my god, look at the leaves of the trees in the background. They're producing a sparkling effect. When I move the camera, see? Yeah, the leaves are not rendered properly at all. Upscaler time 2.3 milliseconds. FPS stays within a range of 27 to 33. Very bad image quality produced by FSR 3.1.5 Upscaler. Cloud's heads looking slightly pixelated. Okay, I'll switch to XeSS Upscaler now. This game is very heavy on the GPU. Click on the drop down bar next to change upscaler. XeSS selected. Click on change upscaler. Version 2.0.2. Same base resolution. XeSS Upscaler fixed the sparkling effect produced by the leaves of the trees. This is amazing. FPS it's roughly the same, close to 30. Upscaler time it's around 3.6 milliseconds. Very impressive results produced by XeSS. And just observe Cloud's sword, the sword handle. Not observing any ghosting. His hair is looking slightly pixelated. Okay, now I'll switch to FSR 4 INT8 version. Click on the drop down bar next to change upscaler and select FSR 3.x as the option. Click on change upscaler. Click on the drop down bar next to FFX upscaler and select FSR 4.0.2 as the option. Click on change upscaler. Current model selected 1 as I am using the quality preset of DLSS Upscaler. Same base resolution. Save and close. Resume the game from the same spot. Yeah, FPS dropped to around 28. Moving the camera, struggling to maintain a steady 30 fps, 27 to 29 fps, and look at that upscaler time, 7.8 milliseconds. This is not good, and I am observing some ghosting around cloud sword handle. See, ghosting occurs when I spin the camera, and what's with the leaves of the trees? Very ugly sparkling effect is produced. This is not good. Static shot, leaves, image quality is not stable at all. I'll change the model. This is model 1, model 0. Back to the game. When I move the camera around, leaves sparkle, image quality it's not stable at all. Yeah, ghosting is still present around the sword handle. So in this game, XeSS Upscaler produced the best results, best image quality, roughly the same performance as FSR 3.1.5 Upscaler. Now I'll test the next game. Now I'll be installing the mod in Cyberpunk 2077. This game officially supports XeSS frame generation, and after installing Optiscaler Mod, you will be able to enable it. Open the extracted Optiscaler Mod folder. Copy the highlighted files, same as before. I'll do it quickly. 10 files. Copy. Select the game in your Steam library, right click, manage, click on browse local files. Open bin folder, x64 folder. Just need to paste the mod files right next to the game's main exe file. Paste 10 items. Apply to all, override. Now I'll install INT8 version of FSR 4 Upscaler. Copy AMD Fidelity FX Upscaler tx12.dll file. Just need to paste it in the same directory where you install Optiscaler Mod. Replace the existing file right here. Paste, override. Don't need to add a launch argument to the game in order to use Optiscaler Mod. Using G Proton version 10-15 as the compatibility layer. Ready to run the game. Switch to SteamOS game mode. Launch the game. Performance QM settings. OLED level set to 3. Frame limit 70. That's it. Using the low graphics preset, you can set the upscaler to DLSS or FSR 4. Yeah, it got unlocked all thanks to Optiscaler Mod FSR 4. I'm using its balance preset. Yeah, this game is very heavy on the GPU. Sharpness level 0.3 up to you. Frame generation disable. Ray tracing off. Disable post processing effects like motion blur, vignette, lens flare, depth of field, chromatic aberration, film grain. Low to medium settings. Apply. Video. Display mode windowed borderless, 800p resolution, VSync off, no FPS cap applied. XeSS low latency mode. Yeah, we have access to it. On. Apply. We are in. Open Optiscaler menu by pressing the insert keyboard key. Click on the drop down bar next to menu UI scale. Set the value to 1.2. First I'll run the game using FSR 3.1.5 Upscaler. Click on the drop down bar next to change upscaler and select FSR 3.x. Click on change upscaler again. Click on the drop down bar next to FFX upscaler and select FSR 3.1.5. Click on change upscaler. Yeah, this game comes with a very bad reactive mask. Beg your pardon, mask. So just check the setting, disable reactive mask. On. Should help in reducing the shimmer effect. No frame generation enabled. Enable FPS overlay Optiscalers. Expand FPS overlay section. Check the setting FPS overlay enable. Full plus graph. Position top right. Base resolution 753 by 471 pixels, upscale to 800p. Balance preset of the upscaler. Save and close. Here FPS is close to 50, 52. Upscaler time 2.9 milliseconds. What's going on in the background? Built-in textures, they are exhibiting very ugly shimmering. See, Fence completely stationary, shimmering is not produced. Some shimmering is produced during the motion. Leaves of the tree, minor shimmering is produced. Shimmering increases during motion. Yeah, now it's noticeable. Difficult to observe this shimmering effect when the character is completely stationary. Entire game world would have exhibited very ugly shimmering if I hadn't disabled reactivity mask. Now I'll switch to XeSS Upscaler. 47 to 52 FPS. Open Optiscaler menu, click on the drop down bar next to change upscaler, select XeSS as the option, click on change upscaler. The upscaler change to XeSS 2.0.2. Very ugly shimmering can be seen in the background. Check the setting, disable reactive mask. This should fix that shimmering. Same base resolution. Resume the game. FPS dropped to around 49 with FSR 3.1.5 upscaler. Here we were getting close to 52 FPS, so not a big drop in performance. Upscaler time increased to around 5 milliseconds. Yeah, considerably higher than FSR 3.1.5. But check out the clean image quality. Look at the building in the background, its textures, they are not exhibiting that ugly shimmering effect. Fixed. Leaves of the tree, barely any shimmering is produced even during motion. Very impressive results produced by XeSS Upscaler in this game. Fence textures, considerably less shimmer is produced during motion compared to FSR 3.1.5 upscaler. Barbed wire on the barricade. Again the image quality is looking clean. Let's switch to FSR 4 upscaler INT8 version. Open Optiscaler menu, click on the drop down bar next to change upscaler and select FSR 3.x as the option, click on change upscaler. Click on the drop down bar next to FFX upscaler and select FSR 4.0.2, click on change upscaler. Current model selected 2, which corresponds to the balance preset of in-game upscaler. Same base resolution, 753 by 47 pixels, upscale to 800p, save and close. Resume the game and oh my god, the image quality, it's looking so clean, so sharp. It's sharper than XeSS 2. But the base FPS dropped to around 42. With XeSS 2 we were getting close to 49 FPS. With FSR 3.1.5 we were getting close to 52 FPS. And look at that upscaler time, it's close to 9 milliseconds. Leaves of the tree, no shimmering is produced even during motion as expected. Fence, the textures are looking very clean. Barely any shimmering is produced during motion. Barbed wire on the barricade. See, rendered properly. Textures are not lost. So FSR 4 upscaler INT8 version produced the best looking image quality in this game. But this image quality came at the cost of performance. Okay, I'll just switch to the performance preset of FSR 4. Graphics, FSR 4 preset set to performance. Apply. Yeah, model change to 3, which corresponds to performance preset of the upscaler. Base resolution 640 by 400 pixels, upscale to 800p. Back to the game. Yeah, FPS increased to around 46. Close to the quality preset, beg your pardon, balance preset of XeSS. Still not observing any shimmering around the leaves. The fence. Textures are looking clean. Image quality is still looking sharp. This is amazing. I'll just switch to the ultra performance preset of FSR 4. Let's see what happens. Built-in textures rendered properly. Preset set to ultra performance. Apply. Open Optiscaler menu. Here model change to 5, which corresponds to the ultra performance preset of in-game upscaler. Actual resolution 427 by 267 pixels, upscale to 800p resolution. This is just insane. and oh my god, the image quality, it's still looking clean. Minor shimmering can be seen now during motion around the fan. See, as expected, ultra performance preset. Yeah, FPS increased to around 50. We were getting roughly the same performance when we used the balance preset of XeSS 2 Upscaler, but its image quality was better than this. So it's up to you. So the INT8 version of FSR 4 Upscaler definitely works on Steam Deck, produces a significantly better looking image than FSR 3.1.5 and a slightly better looking image than XeSS 2 Upscaler, but it's slightly heavier than both of these upscalers as expected. In Steallar Blade, both XeSS and FSR 3.1.5 upscalers were struggling to render the raindrops properly. This is when I was using the quality preset for both of these upscalers, but FSR 4, even with its performance preset, was able to render the raindrops properly. In some games, this INT8 model of FSR 4 may not work properly. For example, Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth observed very ugly ghosting. The foliage was not rendered properly as well. In such games, you can simply use XeSS 2 Upscaler. If any one of you knows how we can fix the graphical artifacts in Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, do let me know in the comment section. Maybe due to some mod related settings. FSR 4's image quality looked sharper than both XeSS and FSR 3.1.5's image quality, especially at lower base resolution values. So that's it with the video guys. I hope you find it useful. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.